Well, all right! Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Ow!
And also, Crystal Durant.
Hi!
In the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Yeah.
And also, Tommy Von Voigt. In the world famous As It Should Be Studios. And this is a video idea that Tommy came up with.
Yes.
We're going to be discussing our favorite fictional bands. Bands that have existing music, but the band isn't really a real band. Okay, you know, bands maybe from cartoons, from TV shows, from movies, that you love, but they're not really bands. Like
Depending
they never
on
went
how
out
much
on tour.
acid you dropped, maybe
some
real.
of them did, but you know.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
But really, for all intents and purposes, these are bands that never really existed. And I'm first on this one.
No.
So
wow.
Now, yeah, it's a top 10 list, and I do. Well, first off, I want to mention my own fictional 1967 psych band, Steve Perry Mason Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, but I had to disqualify them because they don't have any recorded music. So anyway,
say it again.
Steve Perry Mason Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
That is fucking
My 1967
genius.
psych band.
That's even better than what are those two stupid bands from the 90s? The Brian Jonestown Massacre.
Oh yeah.
And the other one, yeah.
And
That's genius.
and this band has no music, and it's still better than
It's
them.
still better, way better.
But anyway, and now I have two runners-up that I couldn't get on the list, but I had to mention them. Somebody else is going to mention them, but I had to do it too. Josie and the Pussycats and Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Yeah.
I want to cut in there, and I'm going to say that they are excluded by way of technicality.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. And I was going to mention this in mine. I feel like they need to be excluded. They have basically been chased by allegations of being a prefabricated band their entire career. Most people don't realize Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, they were jamming together for like 10 years before they even got national exposure in the Muppet movie.
The dude with the red, he was in Steely Dan, the guy with the red.
Yes. Floyd Pepper.
He was in Steely Dan.
Yeah. So I think
he was Jeff Skunk Baxter?
No, he was in the band before Skunk Baxter.
Jeff Skunk Baxter is a ripoff of that guy.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of people accuse the Electric Mayhem of being fake, but they were real before they ever got famous. So it's kind of unfair allegations. Yeah.
Well, I have heard whisperings that Janis Joplin didn't actually die, and well, as it turns out,
I don't know. That's a little silly, but
okay. Well,
that kind of takes things away from Janis, and you know.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But
I just feel it should be said. I don't want to cut in, but it should be said.
That's fair enough.
Just in their defense.
Well, luckily it was only a runner-up, so I don't have to change anything on my actual list, which is this coming in at number 10. Deacon Dark.
No, you did it! You went with Deacon Dark.
You fucking kidding me? Deacon Dark.
Oh,
that's
man.
right. I have a T-shirt of him with one of his chicks. This is him without makeup. This is like his early period.
Yeah.
Like before.
Holy crap.
Yeah, this is like his Wicked Lester period.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, as we know, maybe we don't know. Anybody who grew up around the time we grew up will know this, but Deacon Dark is, of course, Sonny Bono playing a character on Love Boat. This like Kiss / Alice Cooper
thing
type character who's supposed to be like this sick devil worshipping rock and roll. And it's so funny, these TV shows, their version of this type of music is always just so light and hokey and inoffensive. There's like no guitar.
They
there's
miss
a lot
the
of
mark
piano
so terribly. Yeah.
And just the mere fact that they pick Sonny Bono to play this character tells
but he actually looks great.
I mean, he does look great, but
sure.
it's like, what? Yeah.
Well, you know what? Who he looks like? King Diamond.
Yeah, he does actually look like King Diamond.
Because he has the fucking mustache, and he's like doing his makeup design around the mustache.
Yeah, you're right.
King Diamond is a total Deacon Dark ripoff.
Oh yeah.
and he does, and unfortunately, you know, he only has one song. Well, actually, technically, he has two.
Well, they do smash it.
Yeah. Hit it with a hammer and smash it.
But then they also talk about another one.
Well, I think he plays
Frogs.
He plays some ballad that's kind of a ripoff of "Lick My Love Pump."
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
But this is without makeup, and he's like having a heart-to-heart with somebody in the episode.
Yeah.
With Isaac.
Yeah.
Without, you know, well,
Oh no, it's a deaf girl.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
right.
yes, right.
It's a deaf girl, but she
girl.
can like feel the music or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys missed out on the 70s real hard.
Yeah, yeah, you
Wow.
did. But anyway, so coming in number 9, and another artist that has only one song, but boy, it was an influential one. The Way Outs.
I don't
Way
know
Outs.
this.
The Way Outs.
Outs.
Did you ever? Well, you didn't. Did you ever watch the Flintstones? You didn't really like the Flintstones.
I didn't really fuck with the Flintstones. I was Jetsons.
Okay, well, there's an episode of the Flintstones with a band like they're called the Way Outs. We're going way out, way out.
Wait.
That's where the fun is. Way out.
So they're like
No, I
a
don't remember
60s
this.
kind of
They're like a 60s almost.
Thing.
It's like one of those Beatles thing. Like they have shaggy hair
Hair.
over
Of
their
course, yeah.
eyes, but their bodies. It's almost like Jetsons. Their bodies are like these discs. And when they jump way out, the discs up,
Yeah.
and it's there's a place where I can go, and that's where I wanna be. I'm
Yeah.
saying goodbye to you, good people, so I found a place for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gonna go way out, way out.
Yeah, way out.
And it's great. It's just total like '60s beat band kind of
Yeah.
stuff, but. Yeah. Anyway, any kid, most kids who grew up when we grew up are absolutely know what the Way Outs are. But unfortunately, only one song. But now we're getting into artists that have a lot more than one song. And my number 8 is a fictional group who was part of a show, a kids' TV show, from Sid and Marty Krofft. I didn't like this stuff when I was a kid. I liked the Sid and Marty Krofft shows, but some of these bands that on these shows, I didn't like the music much at the time as a kid. But going back to the Bugaloos.
I love them.
Ah,
The bugs are in the air and everywhere, flying high, flying free. Oh my
flying
god.
free as a summer
breeze.
breeze. But they had a song on every episode.
Yeah.
And they have an album. And I have somewhere I have the CD. I don't have a vinyl copy of that album, but I have a CD that has a bunch of Sid and Marty Krofft stuff on it. And like it has that whole album on it, and then just some like other soundtrack stuff from other shows. And I ended up getting really into it. There's a song called "The Senses of Our World" on that album that I fucking
Oh yeah,
love.
that was so good.
Yeah,
I love that show.
yeah, Bugaloos. All right, coming in number 7, a fictional band that I have talked about before. These guys have been on one of my lists, but not on like the album year lists. The Beagles!
Right.
We talked about the Beagles. Yeah, you'll remember the 2 dogs who play like Beatle-y kind of
Oh
stuff.
yes. I do remember that. Yeah.
The Beagles.
Yep.
Yeah. But I've already talked about them. We talked about them on it was the cartoon episode, because we did a series where we were discussing our favorite TV themes,
Cartoon
and then
themes,
we
yeah.
ended
Yeah.
that series with our favorite cartoon themes, and that's where the Beagles came in for me before.
That's a good episode. You should go back and watch
Yeah, I
it.
should go back, and that's where our well, we don't have the T-shirt here, but our T-shirt design, it's the cartoon of us,
Came from
comes
that.
from the thumbnail of that episode.
Yeah. Got the
And
mug.
in case you need some coffee or some tea there, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me move on here. Let me go on. Now I'm starting to get into the heavy duty stuff. Number 6. The Brady Kids. I wasn't going to have the Brady
Oh,
Bunch
you
on my
knew
fucking
this was
list.
coming. You know
Yeah,
it.
come on. Now the Brady Bunch, they have like fucking 4 or 5 records, albums, and technically they're really terrible. But I
So
love the
bad.
hell out of them. I mean, their covers are awful. They do just head scratching covers like American Pie
Yeah.
and Day After Day by Badfinger and shit like that. We're just like, really? Who chose this?
Yeah.
And and the way they do these tracks, like mostly they gang vocal, like just everything. It's just all of them singing together.
It is
And-
a gangbang vocal. Yeah.
well, and they don't even have like harmony parts worked out. Harmonies just form because
It's
it's
everyone
different.
singing unison.
Because they're different ages.
Well, they're different
and
ages, so
different
some kids is high,
and
just
low.
because where their voices sit, it
Yeah.
sounds harmonized, but it's not really,
It's just a
not
bunch of
intentionally
octaves.
so.
Yeah.
Until Peter, when it was
Until
time.
Peter, found that time to change.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about the Brady Kids is they have all these really terrible covers, but they have a lot of songs that are really for these records and for these episodes. I'm going to keep on,
Keep on, keep on
and I think
dancing
I'm
all
going
through
to
the
walk outside now. The sun's
Calling my name.
yeah,
Hear me now.
you got to be in love to love a love song, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
my God.
fine with me. Boom, boom, boom. Good time music. And then a bunch of other songs that are on these albums that are like those songs that were written for them and for these records that showed up on their cartoon show. There was the Brady Kids cartoon, and those had a song on every episode.
Yeah.
And a lot of the songs on these records are from those. And as terrible as it all is, I love the fuck out of it. I'm a big Brady guy. Okay, all right, so that was a long Brady segment. Let's go to my number 5. Yes, I merely have these guys at number 5, but that's because, man, my top 4. Woo! Okay, but my number 5, merely at number 5, Spinal Tap. Oh, man. I mean, what do I even need to say about that Spinal Tap? That's like having to explain the Beatles.
Yeah, you shouldn't need to, yeah.
Spinal Tap. Okay. Coming in, who have a new movie coming out?
Yes, in September.
They do?
In September. Yes, there's a new Spinal Tap.
Spinal
movie.
Tap 2, The End Continues.
Yeah.
The end continues.
Yes.
End continues.
Come
Yeah, and
on.
Apparently
Yeah.
they got Elton John and Paul McCartney in this one.
No way.
Did
Why
you
didn't I
not?
hear
Yeah.
about this?
Did you not? It's coming in September.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a little worried, but
I'm very worried.
yeah, I'm a little worried.
I'm scared
super worried.
shitless.
But
Because they can get this very wrong.
let's find
Let's
out.
see.
Yeah.
We'll find
Oh
out.
my God.
While we're waiting, let's go on to my number 4. A band that appears in every single video I make in this room. Every video, bar
Oh.
none. This band is there looking over my shoulder. The
Yep.
fucking Banana Splits, of course.
I'm getting ready to say Sloan is a real band.
The
Sloan!
Banana Splits.
This time it's Banana Splits!
Like
The
Sloan.
Banana Splits. Bingo.
Legal!
Legal. Bingo. Trooper.
And
Snarky.
Wow.
Yeah, the Banana Splits. The cool thing about Banana Splits, sometimes they're kind of psychedelic, and sometimes they're kind of bubblegummy, but sometimes they're like just straight up like hardcore like soul, because there's some Barry White stuff, and like Barry White wrote and produced some of that shit.
Yeah.
Like there's some really, really great stuff. Like great songs. And that's the thing I love about this era is that when they were making music that was so obviously purely just for kids that they probably considered throwaway, all this time and care went into like writing great songs, great arrangements.
Oh, huge
like,
productions.
Yeah.
like songs that sound
Good
good,
recordings.
now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, Banana Splits. My number 3, yeah, my top 3 now here, any one of these top 3 could be number 1, but my number 1's a little extra, I guess. But my number 3, the Ruddles. The Ruddles, yeah. Speaking of a band I've talked about before, Crystal really loves them.
I hate them.
She doesn't like them. Yeah, the Ruddles. I think a lot of people know about the Ruddles, of course. They're the Monty Python spoof on the Beatles. And, well, I mean, yeah, they existed / didn't exist. I mean, they weren't a touring band. They did make an album, like a reunion album in the 90s. But for all intents and purposes, it's really a fictional band.
Yeah.
And, all right. So my number 2. Oh, now this one was screaming to be number 1, but I had to put it at number 2. And I really wanted to get a T-shirt for this to wear for this episode, but I couldn't do it in time. The Carrie Nations.
Oh,
The fucking Carrie
Fuck.
Nations.
Oh, boy.
Oh man.
Oh,
From
man.
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
They
yeah,
should have never
1970.
ever signed with Z-Man. That was a big mistake.
That's the problem, and that's why I had trouble getting the T-shirts because there was all this sort of.
They should have never ever signed with Z-Man. Big mistake.
Well, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not. We all saw why that
You
was
know.
a
Fucking
problem.
talking like he owns the strawberry
Alarm
alarm clock.
clock.
What a prick.
I know, and then but fortunately later on he ended up joining Queen and becoming a big rock star in his own right.
Oh, wow.
You know, I always thought he looked like Freddie Mercury.
He did.
He kind of did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Carrie Nations. I mean, that soundtrack to that movie is just one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. Sweet talking candy man, such a tall girl. Yeah, badass. But my number 1, you could have seen this coming from a million miles
We did.
away, How could this not have been my number one?
We already know.
Ba,
We-
ba, ba,
ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba, ba.
The New Monkeys! Kidding! Yes, the Partridge Family.
Of course it's the Partridge
Of course it's the
Family.
fucking Partridge
Monkeys.
Family.
From coming from the honorary member of the Partridge
Partridge
Family
Family.
over here.
Yeah, the Partridge Family.
Yeah.
Now, and I think one of the things, the Partridge Family kind of runs deeper for me than the Carrie Nations or the Ruddles, but also they just have this vast they have like 9 albums
They
that they
do.
put out in like 3 years,
Yeah.
and a ton of unreleased material that actually still hasn't come out.
Who owns it? Rhino? Is it waiting for a
Who
box
knows?
set?
You know, somebody who doesn't give a shit probably owns it,
Yeah.
or doesn't give a shit enough to release it. They would suddenly give a shit if you tried to put it out there, I think. But,
Oh, yes, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the Partridge Family. I don't even think I even need to go into that. But really, but again, this is another one of those things where people kind of snicker. Oh, the Partridge Family. These are incredibly well-made records.
Yeah.
Great songs, great production, great performances. David Cassidy does not give a flying fuck about this stuff. He does not want to be doing this. He thinks this music sucks. He wants to be making rock music, and he goes in and fucking sings his songs like he fucking wrote them.
Yeah.
These are great records, and I wish there was a reunion tour, but if it'll never happen, I
No.
guess at this
Happen.
point.
No.
Very
But
sad. Didn't the Wrecking Crew play on some of those records?
all those people.
I know, I'm kidding. Yeah. How are you
yeah.
going to dismiss
It was
the
totally
Wrecking Crew?
It was
What
like
the fuck?
Jim Keltner
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and Hal Blaine, because they had like 2 drums. It was Hal Blaine and Jim
Oh, yeah.
Keltner.
Yeah.
I think Elton John was on some of the earlier tracks.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and Paul McCartney and John Lennon were in there under assumed names, chomping vegetables on one of the tracks. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, people were very dismissive of a lot of this stuff as just being an extension of all the whole bubblegum era. But even the bubblegum era, and some of that was fictional shit, was just still the best of the best session musicians, going to professional songwriters who gave a shit.
Yeah.
Everybody involved in this behind the scenes, they gave a shit about all this music. And
Well, but see, that was a period when you could. Well, I guess you could, but for the most part, you couldn't just shit out something and throw it out there and expect it to work. People expected quality
Yes,
then.
they did.
expected a certain level of quality, and if you didn't meet that, there was a good chance it wasn't going to fly. And with something like this, they were serious about this. They wanted this to fly, so they did it the right way.
Yep.
Just like the Monkees, who, by the way, are disqualified from this list because really,
They're a real
ultimately,
band.
they are a real band.
Yeah.
They would have been my number 1, but they're not eligible for this list, so...
And we did talk about that in advance about what doesn't qualify, and the Monkees was an obvious. Well, we really can't put them on here because they did absolutely everything you could reasonably expect them to do to be a real band. It's like how much more would they have to done to prove themselves?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, they weren't conceived as a real band, but they said, we're not going that route. We're going to be a band.
Yeah, it was only a couple albums in,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, we're playing our instruments, we're writing our own songs, we want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Now, some of that was to their own detriment, unfortunately, as their career went, but they still, they put the work in, they toured.
Well, when there was no more TV show, they were a touring band who made records and played their songs.
I saw them twice in concert during the reunion run. I think they only had like 2 extra dudes on stage with them. They were still doing everything themselves.
Boyce and Hart.
As much as they can,
No, this was this was way after that.
Oh.
Yeah, this was like in the
The
O's.
90s.
The
Oh, the
90s.
O's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh.
But anyway,
That's my segment. Let's take a little break here.
Okay, everybody, wake up.
We got Shirley and Keith Partridge waking up, waking up. Danny, Chris, and Tracy waking up, waking up. To Kellogg's Rice Krispies, hear the roar, let them pour. We got the whole Partridge family waking up, snap, crackle, pop.
Wake up like the Partridge Family. Wake up with Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
The Banana Splits, brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's puts more in your morning.
More nourishment.
More flavor. More fun.
All right.
We're back.
We are back, and
It's over to me.
It's Tommy's turn.
So I had a couple of, actually, a couple of things. So number one, we already mentioned that we should really exclude Dr. T. That's just not fair. But also another thing that I had on here as excluded, which is actually a real fictional band, but because they have no recorded music at all, we can't list them, and that is Disaster Area from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy books.
Yeah.
The loudest, not just the loudest band in the entire universe, the loudest noise in the entire universe is Disaster Area. They perform their concerts from a ship safely parked in orbit, and the people that attend the concerts have to be on the opposite side of another continent of the planet, still wearing protective headgear, and they control the instruments on the stage from the spaceship.
So they won't be atomized.
Yeah, and it was a whole thing because the lead guitarist, he was spending a year dead for tax purposes, so he had to have his parts played by a medium. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, that seems like a bit much to get into. We should probably just set them aside.
Yeah, I think probably just...
Yeah.
Was that all in the original book?
Oh, yes. Oh yeah.
I don't remember reading that.
Yeah. But also I have some honorable mentions, and my honorable mentions are, well, a couple of them: Blues Brothers, The Ruddles, and Spinal Tap, which I just put in honorable mentions. I really can't do a list like this without mentioning them, but I find that they're also obvious. It wouldn't have been as much fun for me putting them in the top 10. And another honorable mention I have is Jet Screamer!
Jet Screamer!
From the Jetsons, from the original run of the Jetsons.
I don't know Jet Screamer.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Eep, hop, or
I have that 45.
I love that!
Oh, I didn't know it actually came out as a record.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I used to love that.
I love you. Yeah.
Well, I took my baby for a ride in space. Eep, hop, or I love that. It's like, we're blasted off.
So good.
But like in typical early 60s fake cartoon artist fashion, like they've got him like portrayed as like this beatnik kind of character, like as if the producers had no idea what a rock star even was at that point in time.
Well, I mean, when was that? Was that like
63, I believe, yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, that's the thing, is we didn't have the Beatles yet, so...
Yeah.
What is
that kind of fits.
Yeah, who would Judy be idolizing?
Yeah, I mean, Bobby V would be like what you would pattern him after.
Basically,
I don't know.
yeah.
He also reminds me of the character from It's a Mad World, Dick Shawn.
Oh,
right? Like,
yes.
oh, come on, I got them coming, Mama, I'm coming for you. He's very much that, too, yeah.
The manic energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, move on to my actual top 10 list. Coming in at number 10 from 1983, I have Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, shit.
Yes, so this movie is ridiculous beyond belief. A band in the early 60s sounding like the E Street Band over a decade too soon, but the songs are cool. I also seem to recall they're touring around, I guess, the country in a 57 Chevy Bel Air convertible. Mm-hmm. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I've always found their stuff.
They went in.
I've always found their stuff to be a little on the dark side.
Oh, no.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
All right, my number 9 from 1987's Light of Day, I've got the Barbusters.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes. So, a bar band featuring Joan Jett, Michael J. Fox, and Michael McKean. In real life, a band like this wouldn't be worth my time. You know, typical bar band. But in this movie, they have 2 fantastic songs, Light of Day and even better, This Means War.
I have never seen that movie.
It's a movie.
That's what I suspected.
Yes.
It's that, all of that and more.
It's not...
And less?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say that you're missing out on a huge thing that's important, but...
that aspect of it is fun.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see.
It's interesting to see. I mean... Joan Jett got a lot of shit apparently for her acting in it, but she was okay. The problem is the whole movie is, like, in general, is just like meh. Michael McKean's in it. Michael J. Fox is in it. Like, they can act, and they are also not great in this.
No.
Right. So
who's
that director?
I don't think it's Joan Jett's fault here.
That movie felt like a tax write-off to me.
It did kind of. It kind of felt a bit like an afterthought. Like,
I got all this money, we're all doing coke. Michael, come on, get in here.
like,
Fox.
yeah, you get to play instrument again. Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My number 8 from 1986's Trick or Treat, Sammy Kerr. You knew this shit was coming.
What is
No false metal.
Yes, the movie Trick or Treat from
Yes.
86.
86.
Okay.
So the music is all basically just Fastway, but we're supposed to imagine it's Sammy Kerr, a recently deceased heavy metal singer coming back for revenge against basically everyone. So if you've never seen this,
No.
Oh my God, it is the definition of a cult classic. So it's
What's
about
it called again?
Trick or Treat. It's from 1986. It's about this kid who he's like a heavy metal fan in the mid 80s, and his most favorite artist, in spite of all the posters of all real bands on his wall, his most favorite one is this fictional
guy.
artist named Sammy Kerr. He's real in the movie, and he's like the most out of control and the most evil and the most crazy and just the most badass. And like they show early on like a clip they're showing on the news of like Sammy Kerr being interviewed in front of like the Senate committee on like pornography and rock and roll or something, and he's like, "We're gonna get you, we're gonna get all you, blah blah blah," and the kid's like, "Yeah," and then like at the end of that, it's like, once again, Sammy Kerr, victim of a hotel room fire, blah blah blah, and the kid's like, "Yeah!" So he just finds out his hero metal singer just died in a hotel room fire mysteriously. Well, it turns out it was in the middle of like some kind of satanic ritual.
Right.
Whoops, somebody knocked over a candle.
And he gets a copy of Sammy's unreleased final album from Gene Simmons, who's playing a radio disc jockey in town.
Come on.
The character's name is Nuke. And he gives it to this kid because he knows he's Sammy's biggest fan. He's like, "Sammy would have wanted you to have this, kid, But I knew Sammy. Just be careful. Sammy was so angry. He was just so angry."
Well, this was the era of like the whole Satanic Panic thing.
Panic.
And and Ozzy plays like a
televangelist.
A televangelist
Yes!
who speaks out against them. Or against him, yeah.
It's like, I was just thinking,
This is sick.
They're sick.
Yeah.
And so this kid, he plays the record, and he makes
course.
a cassette copy of it. Every time he plays it, like shit starts getting weird, and like sparks come out of his turntable, and like he hears voices, and it gets worse and worse. And finally, he realizes Sammy is evil and trying to come back to life through the music. But because he wants to play my tape, make sure to play my tape. So then there's the whole thing ends. It's in 1986. I'm sorry, spoilers. Deal with it. So the whole thing ends with the big high school dance, and there's like a band playing, and like this kid's friend plays the tape copy that he made off the record.
Oh no!
And while his friend's trying to stop him, and he doesn't get there in time, so this kid puts it on over the PA, and Sammy Kerr magically appears on stage with the band that was supposed to be playing, and then he plays a whole concert, and then he starts shooting like lasers, like bolts of lightning, and disintegrating the kids in the crowd, and disintegrates the fucking drummer, and it's just a whole. It's fucking awesome, and it's so bad, and it's so great. Sorry it was just Crystal hadn't seen it. She had to know.
Yeah, I needed to know.
And if you haven't, then now you know.
Now you know. But you still need to see it.
Wow.
But in the same kind of spirit of that, something I've talked about on the show before, my number 7 from 1988, Black Roses, from the film Black Roses.
Oh, I don't know this at all.
So the actual music is done by members of King Cobra, although Carmine Appice is also the on-screen drummer. Kind of cheesy lyrics, and not all the songs work, but good lord is this fun as hell. Rock Invasion for the win. So Black Roses is another Satanic Panic movie where this small town, like this band, this heavy metal band, comes into town. They roll up in like 2 Lamborghini Countachs, and they get out like looking all evil and sinister, like pointing this way and that way and everything. It's all fucked up. And like they're ostensibly in town to do rehearsal shows for their national tour. They want to get their act straight. So all the kids in town get to be at their concerts here in town. And but it turns out they're actually demons.
Well, of course.
And they're there.
I mean,
they're there to take over the minds of the town's kids. And then the kids start like attacking and killing their parents and shit. It's
The thing that's so great about stuff like this is literally what parents worried was actually going to fucking
afraid
happen
of this shit
because of like Iron Maiden.
Yes. Yeah, Iron Maiden, who's trying desperately to give history lessons in their music.
Yeah.
And they're afraid, they're evil.
And Judas Priest, who of course wanted their fans to kill themselves because they don't want fans around to buy the records or anything.
No.
They just wanted you to die.
Right, obviously. Just like Ozzy wanted everyone to go out there and do it. Kill yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want people to buy my music.
Records?
Go die.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So my number 6 from 1987. Steady yourself for this, okay? Barbie and the Rockers.
Oh well, studying
That was
myself for what?
inevitable.
Like I would have checked to make sure it was really you. If this wasn't on the list.
on there.
I knew about the existence of this. I was certain once I actually looked into it that this was going in my other list.
Oh, okay.
Much to my surprise. So here's what I wrote. Okay.
Bobby and the Rockers.
Well, forget about the theme song. Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
Well, except for that.
So it's a painfully obvious Gem and the Holograms ripoff. They made 2 short films. It was almost a series, and it never got actually picked up into being a series.
Yeah.
They are filled with oldies covers done in the most 1987 style you can possibly imagine, along with some originals in that style as well, with a lead singer that sounds kind of a little like a young Madonna. And I gotta say, I'm actually 100% there for this. It's the sound of spilling a bottle of Electric Youth perfume on a DX7 synth. Paul would hate literally every single frame and every single note of this with every single fiber of his being because his heart is cold and frozen. That's what I wrote, man.
Well, all you had to do was say 1987, and I already
That's it.
I was already out. Oh, 87? Oh,
Yeah, Paul's
Say
already.
less. Say less.
Yeah, so say less. It's
Wow.
This should be the stupidest, cheesiest shit in the world, and in many ways, it really, truly is. But you know what? If you take yourself out of being judgmental and you're into late 80s pop and you listen to the music that they did for this, it's like, fuck, I actually kind of enjoy this though.
I mean, you know.
This was live action or
No, it was cartoon.
cartoon,
It was
okay.
cartoon, yeah. I mean, it was about as Gem ripoff as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
wow.
So then moving on to number 5 from 1993, CB4 from the film CB4. It is a very, very silly parody of early 90s gangster rap, but they nailed the music so hard. The songs are actually catchy too. Think NWA meets Onyx.
Yeah.
I mean, they
That's
really
it.
they did a good job
They
with
did.
this shit.
They did do a good job.
You know, like, I mean, I could, ridiculous shit like Sweat from My Balls.
Oh,
And it's like,
yeah.
but that
It
would
was
have
good.
charted if that had come out
It
from
would
another
have.
band.
Totally. That's funny.
My number 4 from 1974, the Juicy Fruits, the Beach Bums, and the Undeads from Phantom of the Paradise, which are all the same band that just keep changing their look and sound and name. So it's the house band and musical puppets of the evil record producer Swan, and they have better music than the hero Winslow Leach. So
Winslow is such a wuss anyway.
Oh, Winslow is the
You know.
worst. My cantata. Only Phoenix can sing my
Sing
cantata.
cantata.
Oh, fuck off already.
Oh my god. Talk about nightmare fuel, that
Oh, my
movie.
God.
Ooh.
All right, so my number 3 from 1998's Velvet Goldmine. We've got Brian Slade, otherwise known as Maxwell Demon, and the Venus in Furs.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yes.
Man, you're going in.
Oh, I'm going. I did not come to play. So the movie is a convoluted mess. The songs are mostly covers with only a few written specifically for the film, but they all really work and managed to create a fictional Bowie-like rock star that I kind of wish was real. And another interesting thing about this is I hadn't seen this movie in like 20 years. So Melissa and I watched it the other day, and I don't think had ever seen it at all. And I'm watching it like for the first time now in 2 decades, and I'm like, I still really like these songs a lot. And also, the ones that were released officially on the soundtrack versions are not this version is not the same as the ones that are used in the film.
Mm-hmm.
So in the film, the guy that's playing Brian Slade, I think Jonathan Rice Myers,
Davies or
Rice
something.
Davies, something like that.
Yeah.
No, not Jonathan Rice
Myers,
Davies. Yeah.
yeah.
He's actually singing all the music in the movie, and he does a better job with the material than I think the actual artists did with the songs.
Baby's on fire.
Yeah, he's cooler doing it than the original, and like it lends like an air of like consistency to the whole thing, and it makes it much more believable. And I wish that they had actually put out a version of the soundtrack with all the versions of the songs from the actual film.
Oh, see, now I've never heard the soundtrack, so they just have the original versions on the.
Yeah, so the soundtrack anything that was passed off as this is a Brian Slade song, they put the
So like
original
that
version
Eno
on the
doing
sound.
Babies on
Right.
Fire on the
Right,
record.
but in the movie, it's Brian Slade actually singing it all.
Why wouldn't they? That's so weird.
I don't know, because he did a fantastic job.
But I mean, it's just like if you saw that movie and you liked those versions of those songs, and you listen to that, go, oh, I want to get that record, then you want to hear that.
Yes, and that's not what you get when you buy the soundtrack.
Okay.
That happens every once in a while because, God, Gary told me about this. Because if they've got a real legitimate artist doing it, they want to make that money that's like a guarantee kind of thing, as
Right.
opposed to he's an actor, yeah, he can sort of sing this or whatever, but that's not going to make any money. But it's short-sighted because it's like, just put it out as a 12-inch single, just put it out as a whatever, like make more money if that's what you want to do.
Or press an alternate version of the soundtrack with all
yeah.
Brian Slade singing all these songs, because it would have actually been a cooler soundtrack
if it was
you can
that.
listen to the actual versions from the movie.
Yeah. Now, I mean, regardless really of which versions are better, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense for the soundtrack to the movie to have the movie version.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
It happens a lot, though.
My number 2, from 1981's Shock Treatment.
Oh,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ. Wow.
What?
Oscar Drill and the Bits.
Oh my God.
So I wrote
shit.
Breaking Out, which is their song. Breaking Out is not just a rare spark of light in an otherwise mostly terrible musical. It's also a really fucking cool song. I really like it a lot.
Oscar Drill and
The
Bits.
Bits. Yes. And they're like, with a Midwestern garage sound, Oscar Drill and the Bits. And they're like, da 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 da. It's so fucking cool.
Wow.
But my actual number 1 from 1983's Get Crazy, Nada.
I don't know this.
Have you ever seen this movie, Get Crazy?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a crazy like ensemble cast, kind of nutty screwball kind of thing about this theater that's this legendary rock venue that all these artists have played with over time, and it's going to close, so they want to go out and like this big grand party. So like the owner of it like decides to invite all of like his most favorite artists that ever played there to play this one big final thing, and like one of them is Malcolm McDowell playing like this British glam rock star or former glam rock star, and he's like a super big deal, so he's flying over on his own jet. And another one of them is like this old blues artist. And one of the recurring themes is this old blues artist plays like his signature song, and then every subsequent band that plays is playing like a cover version of his song. And it's a ridiculous thing.
Or ripping it off and giving themselves writing credit.
Yeah, pretty basically. Yeah, if they wanted to be realistic about this. Lou Reed plays this Dylan like rock star like Recluse, who takes forever to show up, but he gets there after the place is already closed and plays to no one.
Get Crazy,
and Lee Ving is in it as this like punk singer who has to be led around on a chain, and he just screams everything. But the highlight of this is this all girl group called Nada. And I think this, because it's 1983, so now this is in the wake of, like, the Go-Go's are huge now. So they do this band called Nada, and it's being fronted by this woman, Laurie Eastside, who was in Kid Creole and the Coconuts. So she was an actual performer.
Oh, my God.
And everybody that's in the band, like, when I'm watching the musicians, it's a full all-girl group. But there's, like, 20 of them, and, like, half of them are backing vocalists. But, like, the ones that are on instruments, like, I'm watching it, and I'm like, if this is miming, this is the most convincing miming I've ever seen on screen. Like, the drummer is murdering it back there. Like, I don't know who the fuck they got for this all-girl group, but, like, they make all the dudes in this movie look like fools.
Well, clearly these are people who really play.
Legit. I mean, they are legit as shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And on top of that, the song is really fucking catchy. So,
Yeah.
1983?
Yeah, 1983.
Yeah, I remember the title, but that is
I do
it.
not remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And like when Nada shows up, they all like show up in this one. I think it's like one of those beat up 50s Cadillacs, and somehow like all 90 of them pile out of there, and they're all maniacs, and they're all asking for drugs, and it's just ridiculous
well, you
shit.
know how those rock stars are.
Yeah.
If they're not all piling out of Lamborghinis, then
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it's cool. The movie is hokey, but I find myself every now and then going on YouTube just to watch the whole Nada sequence. And I'm like, this is how you put together a quote unquote band for a film sequence and have it look real. It's so fucking cool and so well done.
Yeah, you just got to find people who can really play.
I mean, they did the work. They found people who really knew what the fuck they were doing, and I assume it's so convincingly done. I assume it's probably all the same musicians on the recording.
Yeah, but even
Whoever
if
they
you
are.
don't get the real people, you can just get people who know how how to hit drums and how to. Okay, I know how to like make it look like I'm playing that song.
Well, I am convinced by this.
Yeah,
it looks so good. So yeah, that's my number one. Nada from Get Crazy.
Nada.
Well, all right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is
Wow.
Tommy's list, and
right.
I think we have a commercial break here.
I can't wait to see these commercials.
Who knows? Who knows?
These
What's
are
it gonna be?
They're gonna be.
Look, you see, this is just an ordinary roll. Look, you can poke and poke, nobody's home. But in these geezers, look what's in rock and rolls.
It's like a wedding between Brad and Philly.
What's that mean?
Well, weddings, you know.
So
Well,
people
no,
get married,
weddings.
I mean the whole
love.
thing.
Oh, like the rest.
Just tune your microwave for 2 minutes. That's all you have to do.
Smell the taste.
Ooh, rock and roll.
Rock and rolls from Finders.
Find us in your supermarket freezer.
No, you nit, it's Finders. Rock and rolls from Finders.
You're the nit, you nitwit.
Let's trash this place. Rock and roll!
They were a band on the road to nowhere.
We're back.
So they changed their clothes,
Let's turn ourselves into gangster rappers.
their act,
Just because the blood was in my hand doesn't mean I stabbed the man.
and their attitude.
So nasty.
This spring, get ready,
Baby, I'm ready.
for CB4, starring Chris Rock, Phil Hartman, Alan Payne, and Chris Elliott. CB4, rated R, starts Friday, March 12th at theaters everywhere.
All right.
Ah, yeah.
Back.
Hi.
And well, it's Crystal's turn.
It's my turn.
You
I
know,
always
we're
wanna
always making
sing
Diana Ross
Ross.
references here.
Yeah, because that's a great song. All right, so here are my 10 best. I got CB4 as a runner-up.
Yes.
How can you not?
Yes.
I got Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem as a runner-up because of what you just said.
Well, you know.
So, coming in at number 10, I got a three-way tie. And that is between the Juicy Fruits, the Beach Bums, and the Undead.
Yes!
From Phantom of the Paradise.
It's so good, though!
So bad, so good, so bad.
That's
So
the hell
good.
of it.
I love that.
Please leave comments if you've seen this movie. Phantom of
Oh,
the
they
Paradise.
have.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that you have. So, I saw it when it was like
74.
What? So I was in 4th grade when that movie came out. And I saw it in the movie theater with probably Reva Rubin and her older sister who was in high school who snuck us into all kinds of shit. And boy, howdy. We were like... What?
Oh, from the first, we'll remember you forever. Eddie. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this movie?
And Paul Williams scared me half to death. The
Oh,
whole
yeah.
record press scene. Oh my
I
god.
know.
It's so bad and amazing. Yeah, so that's number 10. Then at number 9 I have School of Rock.
Oh, yeah.
School of Rock with Jack Black. Yeah, that was a really great movie.
That was fun.
I
That was
loved
really
it.
fun.
It was cute. It was endearing. You know, kids who want to. All these dorky. I'm a teacher. I love that movie. It's it's fucking awesome.
I'm a teacher. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Jack Black. You can't go wrong with him. Coming in at number 8, I have Gorillaz.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I guess that actually totally counts.
Technically, it does.
It does, yeah.
It does. And that stupid hit that you heard 89 million times, I
Clint
still
Eastwood.
love it. Clint Eastwood. It's so dumb, but I love it. And their other stuff was good too. You know, they were good. Then at number 7, I have Death Clock. Dude!
Fucking Metalocalypse.
From Metalocalypse. Oh my god.
Oh.
I knew nothing about that when it first came around, and then like 5 years later, some dude was like, "Oh yeah, Death Clock." I'm like, "What? Is that some shitty band from the '80s?" He's like, "What? Watch it right now!" I started watching it. I love it. It's so. It's just so ridiculous. All right, number 6, I got Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, yeah.
The animated one, not the live action one.
Yeah, the actual Josie. Yeah,
The real Josie and the Pussycats.
Same for me on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, come
the real
on.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Number 5, I have The Commitments.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about them.
Yeah, the movie was kind of lame.
Good
but
choice.
Those people smoked that band. And the singer, they were great. They actually toured a little bit.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Mostly in the UK. I think they played here in New York once or something, or LA, but they were good. I loved it. It's, a heartwarming, goofy, endearing movie where they're ripping off black people, but I like it. Coming in at number 4, I have Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
I was expecting them to come. I thought they were going to be on Tommy's list.
No, because I actually don't think they're that good. There's a couple of songs I like a lot, but most of it I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love them. And I feel as though after seeing them live, the movie doesn't do them justice. They did as good as they could, and there was a lot of shit going on with that production, but they're great. He's great. They're awesome. I love them. Coming in at number 3, I have the Carrie Nations.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course, the Carrie Nations. I mean, there's a black girl playing drums. Come on. Yeah, it's great. And then at number 2, I have This Is Spinal Tap, featuring the band Spinal Tap. Because the movie is This Is Spinal Tap. And how did I learn that? The hard way, from working at a video store. When people come in, they're like, I can't find Spinal Tap.
They're actually looking for them.
They're looking for on the box. Yeah, they're like, I can't find Spinal Tap.
Do you guys have Shark Sandwich?
Yeah, it's like, this is Spinal Tap, stupid. So we had to correct everybody 8,000 times. Then, my number 1, hands down, is the Blues Brothers. I mean...
I'm not shocked.
Woo! That is one of the best movie musicals ever, ever, ever. I mean, it's just so fucking brilliant. It's genius.
It's too bad they only ever made one film.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like how Def Leppard only made 3 albums.
Oh, no!
Exactly, yeah.
No!
Okay, so they did make a part 2, and it definitely was not as good. But, I mean, it actually stunk.
It's pretty bad.
It was terrible.
It's pretty goddamn
But
bad.
the people at Taj Mahal, the people they had on there was great. And Dr. John, and yeah, like, just put the rest of this shit aside. Even Erykah Badu was half out of her mind in that. But, yeah, but the original Blues Brothers movie, oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. How did John Lee Hooker on film? What the fuck? You just can't go wrong. The whole thing is, I love it. I love it. That's my list.
All right. That was your number 1.
That was my number 1.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Wow. All right.
This ran the gamut.
Yeah, it really
did. Did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We'll wait till we get to the hate list.
Well, yeah, I'm realizing now that some things that I thought were going to be on your list are going to be on your hate list.
Yeah.
Who knew? Okay, all right, okay. Well, let's take a little break, huh?
Yeah.
Hi, Josie here with 2 free Josie and the Pussycats offers from Kellogg's. There's one of these free fun erasers inside specially marked packages of Kellogg's Sugar Pop cereal. And a free Pussycat cereal spoon in specially marked packages of Kellogg's Sugar Snack cereal. Groovy gifts with faces of my Pussycats TV gang. Look for these special Kellogg's cereal packages. Get your free Josie and the Pussycats gifts today.
It's Darren Criss, like you've never seen him before. Live on Broadway in the show Rolling Stone calls the best rock musical ever. Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Visit telecharge.com.
Here we are. We're back.
Yeah. What's your list, Paul?
Well, we're gonna be now discussing our least favorites.
Least favorite
of all the fictional bands.
Stinky bands.
I don't have a very long list. Now this one's well-trodden territory, but I thought I'd put them down here anyway. Nutty Squirrels.
Yeah.
Just because anytime you can take a chance to But the Archies. I don't like the
Archies. That's right.
I don't like the Archies.
Forgot about that.
Not into it.
Yeah.
Not into them at all. And another one that I'm not into that I should be, and I went back and I listened to the record. I even fucking have this record stuffed away, but something about it I just am not into. The Hardy Boys.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, they had the Hardy Boys like music? This was a thing?
It was a cartoon.
Yeah.
It was kind of like I don't know, what was it like? I mean,
it was Scooby.
Would have been like a Hanna-Barbera-ish kind of thing.
Yeah,
Kind of,
they
but
solved a mystery and there was a song.
Yeah, and it was like early 70s. Oh boy, here come the Hardys.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we're having a party. Life's full of mysteries, and that makes it better. Yeah. But the funny thing about the Hardy Boys band, it wasn't just like the two. It was like 3 guys. It was like 3 white guys, 1 black guy, and a white girl. So it was like this really like diverse set of people who are the Hardy Boys.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
As in like the Hardy Boys band.
The Hardy Boys band.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like this early 70s. You would like it, I think. It's kind of a little bubblegummy.
Okay.
I'd like look up. It's like I think it's on Spotify. Look up the Hardy Boys records.
Yeah.
I think you would like it.
I mean,
I
chance.
should. I feel like I should like it, but I just never have.
Somehow just missed you, huh?
Well, I'm not into it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I put on the list as a joke, but it's kind of a dumb joke. Milli Vanilli.
Oh,
but whatever.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, you're not completely wrong.
Not entirely wrong.
It's not wrong.
Yeah.
But my number one, the actual worst, and you may have seen this one coming. The New Monkeys.
Oh.
Yeah. The New Monkeys. Oh my God, that shit is awful.
I still have not listened to it. I know I promised I was going to, and I still have not listened to it.
Well, do yourself a favor. When you finally do go to do it, don't just go listen to the record. Pull up the videos, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Really?
Just add that extra bit of like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah.
Really?
It's...
Well, they had... Well, it was a TV series.
Yeah.
And just like the original Monkeys series, they had their musical segments that were like music videos, romps, and just like these music
Goofing
video
around.
type presentations of the songs. That stuff's out there. You can go to YouTube and just...
Yeah.
God,
it's basically the show version of the song "I Want to Buy Me a Dog."
Okay.
Oh God, it's not that good. You kidding me?
Okay.
It's really terrible.
Bad. Really bad. Like you're watching it thinking, okay, I see the actors here doing this stuff, and I'm wondering what the crew is saying while they're watching this happen in front of them. Like
They're
this
going,
is their
when is
job.
payday?
Like,
That's
what
what
the
they're
fuck
saying.
is this? It is awful.
It's really
awful.
terrible.
Oof.
But yeah, it's just it's mid '80s pop, but I don't think you would like the songs.
No.
I mean, like style wise, musically, it's up your alley, but I still don't think you would like it.
If the music isn't good, the music's not good,
It's
man.
trash.
But in the individual guys are really annoying.
Yeah.
Like they're not cool or fun. Like
There's nothing.
They're trying so hard to be funny and wacky like the Monkeys, and it's just so like.
Oh, so it seems just forced and cringe.
It is. There's
Totally,
nothing endearing about them. Like, oh, there's no cute one. There's no kooky one. There's no stupid one. There's no smart one. They're just like these assholes.
Well, and the Monkeys look like a group. These are like four completely different, random-looking guys that look like they would be in completely different bands.
Okay.
And to think that they did a test group for this to put them together as a band, and I'm sure that they were sitting in the room, the kids would come in, and then there was like a picture of Mickey, Mike, Davey and Peter behind them, and it's like, well, which one could be this one kind of thing, and
But that's the thing too. They in a way they patterned it. Well, in a way they patterned it after the Monkeys. Like there's like the Mickey guy.
Yeah.
He's the one who's really wet. It's just like
It's awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to dive in at some point.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, well, you are not going to enjoy it.
Okay.
Do it with Melissa and hold hands while you watch it.
Okay.
That's the only way you're going to get through it.
Well, onto your list.
For strength. Oh, it's me. Okay. Well, I've got 10. And I'm kicking things off at number 10. From 1985 to 1988, we've got Gem and the Holograms.
What?
Yep.
Whoa, wow. So you have Barbie and the Rockers on your proper list and Gem on the
shit list?
There is a reason why. So, in the theme song of Gem and the Holograms, their nemesis, their rival band, the Misfits, the shirt I'm wearing, they very clearly sing, "We are the Misfits, our songs are better. We are the Misfits, and we're gonna get her."
And you concur.
They call them out for having shit songs. And here's the thing. They're right. The Misfits songs are dramatically better than Gem and the Holograms. But the thing is the songs that the Misfits do are also shit songs.
They're just less shitty.
That's how shitty the actual Gem and the Holograms songs are.
Wow.
And that's why when I ended up checking out the Barbie and the Rockers stuff, and I was like, but I'm actually enjoying this as music.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the Gem stuff is like, it just...
No, boy.
It's just like... it's as superficial as you can get of music of that time, what they think people would want to hear without a fucking trace of substance, without a hook you can sink your teeth into anywhere to be found.
Right.
And that's the problem with Gem and the Holograms. Like, I love the fact that Gem and the Holograms exists as a cartoon. I still think the theme song is catchy. Nostalgia for it is cool. I'm wearing a Misfits shirt. But when it comes to actually listening to the music of the band, it's not good, man. It's just not good shit.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I did not expect this.
Me neither. This is a surprise.
Remember, and I know I've said this before, I judge a song on its own merits, and if it's a good song, I'm there. And if it's not,
you're not there.
I've never heard those songs, so I don't even know if they're good or not. So I wouldn't even.
Yep.
Yeah.
But my number 9 from the 1982 Rock Devil Rock episode of Chips. We've got Moloch.
No.
I have a very rare album of Moloch during his non-makeup period.
Yes. This is his unmasked era.
Unmasked Moloch here.
Yes.
Unmasked.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to know about this.
It's a very, very rare album.
Yeah, so it's Donnie Most playing a satanic rock star on an episode of Chips, and it's just... Like Paul was saying earlier about the Deacon Dark shit, where it's like, when they do this at that time, it's like, it's all piano and strings.
There's like
and
no guitar to speak of. Like the people who put these things together are afraid of guitar.
They're afraid of guitar, and you'll have like people react to it. It's like, oh, it's so evil, it's so loud. It's like, it sounds like fucking like dinner theater music. Like what?
But also, like Donnie Most. Why don't you just put makeup on a Howdy Doody puppet? Really?
It was just...
You pick a gingery full of freckles to play some evil, nasty rock star? Come on.
In his defense, I will say that he's clearly committing fully to it in this episode. If they'd have given him, like, a really badass song... Like
smash it with a hammer and crash it, like
No, but it might have been believable because at this point it's 1982. Like the first Venom album is out by now. Like what are we doing? This is not scary metal music.
Yeah.
Like
the first Venom album. Oof.
You know what I mean? This is not me questioning the stylistic choices of Jet Screamer in a 1963 Jetsons episode. This is 1982. You have access to what heavy metal is.
Like the hardcore shit is out there at this point.
For real. All right, so moving on to number 8. Also from 1993's CB4, Wacky D.
I was waiting for
you remember Wacky D?
After you said CB4, I was like, oh,
he's
Wacky D.
Wacky D's coming. So Wacky D is just this recurring bit in CB4 where he's like this popular artist who's like this. It's like a mashup of like MC Hammer and CNC Music Factory.
Oh,
like the most annoying elements of both of those two things in one artist.
Are there any other elements other than annoying?
And I think he's even got like the enormous obnoxious parachute, shiny parachute pants.
Yeah,
and like he's rapping his whole way through everything in like not even a baritone voice, like a Barry White level bass voice, like, and he's got his dancers in the video. But like this is extremely popular. And like it'll keep coming up in videos. God. And at one point, Charlie Murphy's character is like, why can't you book Wacky D at my club? Like,
come on, Wacky D.
We need a Wacky D.
Because Wacky D is whack.
Yeah, hilarious.
So stupid. All right, so my number 7. From a 1979 episode of The Love Boat, we've got Deacon Dark.
The great Deacon Dark.
So I wrote kind of a Kiss / Alice Cooper parody starring Sonny Bono as a face-painted hard rock singer, featuring a song written by someone who has clearly never heard of hard rock, or possibly even hard. So it's baffling, man.
It's like some dinner party show or whatever, like in Las Vegas or something.
For real, yeah. And it's like, this is 1979, and I think that like the whole thing is at this point, Cher was either currently or had previously been dating Gene Simmons. And
she was.
And then so Sonny Bono does like basically a Kiss character, which I'm sure was kind of a dig, but like you could have listened to some Kiss. You could have.
But also, remember who was watching The Love Boat.
I know.
You know, it's mid, 45 to 90-year-olds, and predominantly white. And then if somebody cool was on the show, like Chips or something, then like little kids would watch an episode or 2 or 3, but they don't want to scare away their Golden Girls core audience.
I get it, and if I'm looking at it from the context of that point in time and the audience they thought they had, sure, I can maybe see it.
Yeah.
But it just makes it seem so ridiculously, laughably corny.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
Well, it's nothing if not that.
And we all laughed about it when it aired because it was like, what is this shit?
I mean, admittedly, I put him on my list, on my tops list. But, with that sort of, wink and nod, 90s irony, he's really terrible, but I love him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his guitar's not plugged into a goddamn thing the whole time, like...
Are there even strings on the fucking guitar?
There might not be. There might not be.
He's just carrying the guitar the whole time.
Yeah.
He's not even pretending to play it. He's literally just carrying it.
And people know it's so
so loud. Yeah, the piano is really loud.
Yeah. They probably had to take the strings off the guitars because you would have heard the strings over the amplifiers. It's just so quiet. But moving on to number 6 from 1978, Crystal, could you please pass me Cheech Marin over there? Unfortunately, from Up in Smoke, we have Alice Bowie.
Alice Bowie.
I gotta do it. All right, sing it, Paul.
Mama talk too much to tell me how to live. I don't listen to her because my head is like a sieve. I'm bummed that I missed this. This should have been on my list. On my good list.
I actually was really surprised it wasn't going to be.
So, for those of you who don't know, Paul actually performed that on stage.
And it was glorious.
And it was genius.
That was when we did the novelty perfect. Music F-bomb, right?
The whole outfit,
it was like
everything.
the Dr. Demento.
The Dr. Demento
show.
That was one of the best and most fun shows we have ever done.
That was so fun.
That was so much fun. Okay, so my number 5 from 1988's Miami Connection. I've got Dragon Sound. Do you know about this? You know about this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was actually shot in 1987.
Of course.
And it is a martial arts action adventure crime drama musical.
Okay, say less. What's next on your list, Tommy?
Again, all I have to say is 1987.
that's
you know what? I can go into details why this is so terrible, but just go ahead and check it out. My number 4 from 1988. I don't even need to say the name of the film. This is from Sex or Chocolate.
Sex or Chocolate.
Sex or Chocolate.
Oh shit!
Damn, that boy's good.
Good and terrible.
Yes. So fucking good.
Oh my god, genius.
Holy fucking shit.
The cover of The Greatest.
Oh my
so
god.
Awesome.
Oh.
How this could be on your hate list, I would never know.
Yeah, I know. I've got a tin ear.
You know about as much about this as you do about Rush.
Or the Ramones.
Clearly. Yeah, clearly. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Here's one that no one will have seen coming. From 1977, from an episode of an incredibly short-lived show called The Richard Pryor Show. I've got Black Death. You guys know about Black Death?
Come on, son.
I'm gonna kill all of you.
Genius.
Didn't you have the t-shirt?
It looks spectacular.
So great.
But like his band is playing like this 9-minute long funk workout, and he's just wandering around the stage, clearly sober.
Yeah. Waiting for Sly Stone to show up.
Richard, you said you could play the drums, Richard.
I never said I played the drums,
chump. Yeah. So, rumor has it that George Clinton and some of the P-Funk All-Stars were around when they taped that thing.
Oh, they kind of had a hand in the Black Death thing?
Yes. Like the look and what you should do. And I mean, you look at George Clinton for 5 minutes at that time period, you know what was going on.
it kind of looks a bit like some kind of P-Funk stage gear. I mean,
They were the spiritual advisors.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Spiritual advisors.
I mean, when he doesn't he like descend down on stage?
Yes.
He looks fucking incredible.
It's great.
And it just goes on and on and on.
If you've never watched the Richard Pryor show, get thee to YouTube and watch it, because they literally pulled it off the air before the show was over.
Yes. They would not let this continue. He just apparently they gave him full creative control came to regret that very soon.
They egg on their faces. Woo-wee, but it's some of the most brilliant comedy you've ever seen.
God.
Paul Mooney, oh my God, so great writing. I love it.
All right, so my number 2 from 1989's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, God.
Wild Stallions! See, the problem with Wild Stallions they were not able to get a triumphant video, and this is because they could not get Eddie Van Halen on lead guitar. And the reason they couldn't get Eddie Van Halen on lead guitar is because they did not have a triumphant video, and this is what's playing them as a band.
All they had to do was be excellent to one another, and
That's
they could
right.
have worked all of this out.
Instead, it was totally bogus.
Yeah.
Dude, sweet.
I love this movie so much. The first one, Bogus Journey, is like, this is really kind of corny, and then the third one, it's like,
there was a third one.
There was a third one. It was like about a year or 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh.
But the first one is really, it's so much fun. It really is a great good time. You can't go into it expecting a serious drama. It's not. But it's so much fun. And the whole point is that they're terrible, and they never get not terrible. And by the end of the first movie, Rufus brings the Princess Babes back from the Middle Ages, and they're going to be the keyboard player and the drummer, and they also don't know how instruments work. So like they all start plonking around and everything, and Rufus even turns to the camera and says, they get better.
What is this strange device with the strange wires?
Exactly, yes. But yeah, the point is that they're horrible. But my actual number 1, from another 1982 episode of Chips, this one called Battle of the Bands, Pain.
Oh, fuck.
Do you remember Pain?
God, yes.
Playing their song We Love Pain or some shit.
I got nothing. I do
So
not
I wrote,
know
this is a beyond insulting parody of a punk band, which is odd considering there were already real bands that were terrible enough at that point in time. Like they could honestly, they just could have had Fear play it, and Fear would have worked.
So what was the premise of the episode?
Okay, so the premise of the episode, there was this battle of the bands, and I guess, it was one of those battle of the bands that isn't like some pay-to-play scam, and it would have actually resulted in a real prize. So totally fictional.
Yeah, total fiction.
Complete fiction bullshit.
Complete lies, yes.
And so this punk band of these actual punks and criminals, and they call themselves Pain, and they rob these instruments from another band that's supposed to be performing in the battle of the bands, and they'll like throw like the bass off the roof, and like it hits like a police car or some shit. And like, so they play, and they're like, we love pain, I love pain, blah blah blah, and like the other band's like, that's our instruments, and like the cops have to, I mean, that's all you need.
That's
right?
It. That's enough. Say less.
Say less.
So what was the band that Michael DeBar was in? Was it on WKRP?
WKRP, and I forget the name of that punk band.
It was like, was it Snot or something?
But they were far better.
Think it was like
they were far better
like
than Pain.
Yeah.
And they were still terrible.
Yeah, but they were still terrible. Yeah.
I was so in love with him in that episode. A dude in a 3-piece suit, that just melts me. And they all had on the 3-piece suits in the beginning.
Yes.
Like, oh, yeah.
My introduction to that guy was my obsession with watching the show MacGyver when I was a kid. Because he played Murdoch.
Yeah, that's right.
MacGyver's nemesis.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until many years later I was like, that guy, that's the guy that played in MacGyver. Why is he playing as a musician? He had a band. He had records. He was in a band called Detective.
Yeah.
And then I found out later on that he also co-wrote a song from the 80s that I love, Obsession by Animotion. He was a co-writer on that.
Yep.
And then he took Robert Palmer's place in the Power Station. Mm-hmm. Like, this dude was like legit.
Yeah.
He did actual stuff.
He did real stuff. Yeah. Michael DeBar. Love him.
All right. So that's it. I think we're on
over Crystal.
Oh, right.
Crystal Lithel.
My list of worst.
It's a new segment.
It's the Lithel segment.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming in at number 10, The Ruddles.
Saw that coming.
Coming in at number 9, Flight of the Conchords.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, I'm not into that either.
I don't... Why was everybody so obsessed with that show?
know.
It sucked. Those dudes are funny, but that shit was awful.
Oh, but
Fuck
you know
them.
what? Since you mentioned them, unless you already have them on your list, and I apologize if you do, but I want to just add as an honorary dishonorable mention, Tenacious D.
Oh, they're not on my list,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That's
you do
an
that.
honorary...
Yeah. Number 8, I have Stillwater from Almost Famous.
Fever
Oh, yeah.
Scratching on my back door.
Yeah, that's kind of a no boy.
Oh, and that cover of Tiny Dancer. Shut up! Oh. Okay, number 7, Mouse Rat.
Oh,
from Parks and
God.
Recreation.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know this
Now, I didn't even watch that show, but my misfortune of tuning in one time.
Was it the 5,000 Candles in the Wind episode?
It's like, this is what everybody loves with Amy Poehler and all this shit, and I'm like, what? This is terrible.
Oh, I found the show very charming and
I
funny at
hated
times,
it.
but that mouse rat shit was so
it
dumb.
stunk. Oh my god. Coming in at number 6, Citizen Dick from Singles.
Oh my god! You know, I still have never seen that.
Don't.
Really?
Is that the
1992.
It's the black and white grunge movie.
Yeah, it's what's his name? Matt Dillon's in
Matt
it.
Dillon
Yeah.
is in it.
Yeah. Why wasn't the band's name just like one word? You know, like Sponge. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Well, Sponge was an actual
There was a
band.
band called
Yeah.
Sponge, but yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
No, because it was like they were trying to be, even though it was 1992, the vibe was kind of like new wave-ish, like two-tone-ish.
Really?
With this name, Citizen Dick, that's like a complete...
Yeah.
That's a second wave ska band
Right,
name,
so, yeah, like C-level ska band, but it's like, what is this?
But it's all grunge music. It's
No.
all like
Yeah.
it's like a Seattle grunge.
Yeah,
shit.
Matt Dillon has long hair
Yeah.
and like a plaid shirt.
Yeah, it's terrible. Coming at number 5, Crucial Taunt from Wayne's World.
They almost made my worst list. It was this close.
Oh my god.
Crucial
so
Taunt.
bad.
Crucial Taunt.
Right? I forgot that I even...
Absolutely no problems with Tia Carrere doing everything she's doing in that film.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What?
Number 4, Josie and the Pussycats, the live action band.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that movie was... What? Another tax write-off.
Takes 3 small words and 5
Coming in number
small
3,
ways.
I got the Soggy Bottom Boys from
Oh,
Brother, Where Art Thou?
God! Yes! That's the Soggy Bottom Boys!
Oh, man. No. That was one of the Coen brothers' worst movies. God damn, that was bad. Number 2, I have Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh.
Because it's Eddie and the Cruisers. But my number 1 is a tie between the Archies and the Cheetah Girls.
What's the Cheetah Girls?
Oh, you don't know about the Cheetah Girls? I would expect you to know about the Cheetah Girls.
I don't.
Oh my god.
Hook me up with this information.
So the Cheetah Girls, it was some Disney show.
Looking this up as you tell me about it.
I think that was the origin of it. And they were a band, and they were teenage girls, and they dressed in cheetah outfits or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they made this shitty movie where they were kind of like...
Oh. Well, no, this is from like 2003, and it's a Disney family movie with like little kids. No, I wouldn't know about this shit.
No. It's teenage girls, the Cheetah Girls. And it's like live action Josie and the Pussycats.
Right.
They're terrible. Rosario Dawson is one of them, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's no bueno.
No, I don't know.
All right.
Doesn't ring a bell at all.
Yeah, it stinks.
Okay. Well, I mean, there are our least favorite of all the fictional bands out there.
Yeah,
and
but the Archies trumps everybody. I don't care what you say. They're terrible.
Who?
It's just the Archies.
Oh, yeah. Sugar. I cannot.
Everything's Archie.
But honestly, Sugar is their best song, and I don't like
and
that song.
I hate it.
You know, it's really funny to me, especially with you hating the Archies, because I feel like if they could have imagined exactly who they thought their audience was going to be, I feel like they're pointing directly at Paul Bertolino, and they still somehow managed to miss. Like you had Paul Bertolino in the room Like, you know, metaphorically, he was in the room looking right at you, and you still missed him.
It was like George Clinton being in the room for Black Death. You know, he's like,
it just somehow did not match up. It didn't work.
Yeah, it does not work.
Yeah,
it does not work.
No.
All right, well, but I think I think it's time for a commercial.
Just own that. No parking.
Hey, turn it up. Don't tell me I'm crazy. Don't say it's too loud, 'cause the party ain't over till we rock this whole place down. Let the music thunder. Don't turn it down. Turn it up. Oh, oh. Turn it up.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for our fictional bands episode.
How many did you know already?
Yeah. And give us some.
Give us more.
I bet we missed some. Why don't you guys put those guys down in the comments there?
Enlighten us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially you youngins. I'm sure.
Yeah, especially you youngins. I'm sure there's some from 2015.
Millennial and Z people.
Well, they'll be talking. They'll be coming at us with like Du Jour and Boys for Now and stuff like that. Du Jour is from the Josie and the Pussycats live action movie. That's the boy band.
Oh,
that goes down in
really?
the plane crash. Yeah, Du Jour means friendship. And then Boys for Now is from Bob's Burgers. That's the newer shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're more up to date than I am. Clearly, I mean, my list doesn't go past 1987. So, all right. So, everybody, thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, maybe consider subscribing. If you do, click the little bell notifications, like and comment, and all that fucking shit. But be sure and come back next week
Because
why, Paul?
We're going to be ranking
what?
The Jackson 5 single.
Oh!
Yeah, but just the Jackson 5. No Jacksons. The Motown era from 1969 to 1975. Just that period.
That's
which...
It's enough.
So there's no Enjoy Yourself, which is a great single, which would have been high on my list, but we're not doing that era.
Not doing it.
Enjoy yourself today. You better enjoy yourself.
Yep.
All right, we're going to shake our bodies down to the ground. Next week, come on back and see. See you then. All right. Oh, nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
Crystal's wearing the banana. And this is not appropriate, but this is as close as I could get. Even though this is real, but
there might be some relevance though.
A certain amount, but
no, I mean for one specific reason. We'll see.
Well, okay.
If it gets mentioned.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. Duh. No, you're right. You're right. Oh,
Yep.
Actually, you're absolutely right. And I actually had thought about that before, but it escaped me just now. Okay. All right. Okay. Shall we? Mm-hmm. Here we go. A 3, a 2, a 1. Well, all right!